Hello, hello, hello. It's Dr. Yulee. The doctor is in. How are you guys today? I hope you're doing well. It's a wonderful day here in Boston. Lots of sunshine and clear skies. A little cloudy every now and then, a little cold, but that's all right. It is December. So I wanted to start off, I want to read a little something. So listen carefully. Okay. You learn many things at school, and some are the empty rule, and strangely, some are true. But when you are through with school, a quite other school begins for you. Growing pains begin with wildly happy first years, when you still don't know you're you. Then there come the worst years, those you scramble through. And one day, you wake up. You have lost a certain joy while you've been growing. You have shed some nameless fear, and you're left with knowing that you're in the clear. On that day, you're grown up. There are no fanfares to hear. You're just in the clear. Yes, you like that? That comes from a song, those are lyrics, to a very dear song to me entitled In the Clear. It was written, words and music, by an American composer named Mark Blitzstein. For those of you who are not familiar with that name, please Google him, look him up. He was a very, very important contributor to the entire American music theater scene and just American music in general. So get your little daily scholarship on Wikipedia it, Google it, whatever. Mark Blitzstein. So that song, In the Clear, I love singing it. I love to try to find a place for it in any sort of public venue that I've had to do, in terms of recital and whatever. And the words are just so simple, yet so deep at the same time. And if you think about each little component, it makes so much sense to the way I think life really happens. You spend, your first developmental stages of life, from early childhood on through your adolescence. In school, you're learning all these facts, you're learning all these different maxims and morals and social graces and all kinds of things. You learn so much. And some of it actually sticks to you. Not everything, but there are things you take in your little bag, and you arm yourself for the life that you have to lead once you're done with school, when the real school begins. And as you're growing, you have this wide-eyed optimism about everything. I know I do. And there are still facets of that are retained in my persona, where I just have this childlike wonder with things that I've never seen or never discovered or never heard, And a lot of it is because you're still figuring out who you are. You're still trying to discern the blueprints that are you. And then there are those times where, as that has happened, you fall on those down times. It's not always up and happy and bright. You have those dark moments too, but you get through them. You get through them, And then there's that moment, there's that light bulb moment where you're like, wow, this is me, this is who I am. You come into full realization of who you really are and where you really can go. You begin to take the reins from someone else, and you begin to drive the chariot. And like the song says, you shed a certain joy. That wide-eyed optimism, you don't lose it, but it's curtailed a bit. You don't approach everything with a naivete that you once did. You have a little bit more of a guard up. But at the same time, you aren't so timid. You have a less fearful approach to things because you are in control of your life. And you're left with knowing, as the song says, you're left with knowing you're in the clear. And on that day is when you've really grown up. You've reached that level of maturity for yourself, personal maturity. And when I say maturity, don't think that I'm saying, well, I'm more mature than you or more mature than him or her. It's really about just reaching that level of polish and refinement for you. It's you coming into yourself. And you realize that all of the things you imagine it to be aren't necessarily going to happen. There are no fanfares to hear. You're just there. It's just you, and you have to seize that moment. You know, there are times when you have people around you in those wildly happy moments, and you know, you don't realize who you are. You don't know what's happening, and so you get blindsided. But then sometimes those ties will then fade once you've reached that moment of clarity, that moment of realization for yourself. But I think the most important thing from anything that I've said and from the lyrics is that it's okay to be left standing there after all the dust settles, and that it's just you. It's all right to stand on your own 2 feet. That you don't need to have a circle of people, so to speak, to validate you or to make you feel like you have a purpose or that you matter or to give you a point of view. You have everything you need from life, just from living life and taking every different chance that is available to you to create an experience and to create a memory for yourself. That is the key. That is the secret. I will leave you with that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will be talking with you very soon. Take care and much love. Peace.